What's up, YouTubers? PokeJediTrek's here, so welcome to my 4th episode of my cooking show. And today we're going to be making one of my favorite foods that I like to eat when I was a teenager. Chicken and dumplings. Now, some of you may know that I have autism, and I'm kind of sensitive to ripping meat off bones, so if you want John Dahl, however, does that kind of recipe, well, I'm going to show you how those who are picky make it. So if you want to see how those who are not sensitive to ripping off meat off the bones make it, there's a link in the description on how John Dahl makes chicken and dumplings. So let's go over the ingredients and get to work. Alright, so for this recipe, all you're going to need is a can of any type of unbreaded chicken. And in this case, I'm using Kirkland brand premium chunk chicken breast. And I've also got some Bisquick right here. And you'll also need some milk to mix in with the Bisquick for the dumplings. And for this one, we're going to use chicken bouillon cubes for turning water into into chicken broth. And this one is completely optional. You'll also need some mixed vegetables, and you're also gonna need some rice or noodles. In this case, I'm using rice. So let's get started. To start this recipe off, you're going to need a large pot of water, and let's see what you're going to do with it. You're going to fill this pot, the largest pot you have, and fill it up with as much water as you can. Be careful. You're going to want to warm up the water. That should do it. After you've filled your pot with all the water you can, you're going to take your chicken bouillon cubes, and then you're going to unwrap them and place them in the pot. And then turn on the burners to about medium to high heat. It doesn't matter, but just as long as you got it cooking. Alright, so while our water is trying to heat up and boil and let the chicken cubes dissolve, we're going to need our mixed vegetables. And according to the instructions, you have to heat them up and let them thaw for the desired amount of time according to the package. So let's fire it up for about 7 minutes or so. There we go, got the microwave running. Okay, so our vegetables are done, but now apparently our water hasn't started boiling yet. So as you can see right here, it's been about 10 minutes and water hasn't started boiling yet. So you're gonna have to wait until the water starts to boil. Alright, so to make the dumplings, since we got our water boiling, you're gonna need obviously Bisquick, and according to the instructions, you are going to need 2/3 of a cup of the mix. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong measuring cup, hang on. So we're going to have to stick to a 1/2 cup. Anyway, you need 2/3 of the Bisquick to make the dumplings. You'll need 2/3 a cup. I'm going to use a whole cup because I can't find the 2/3 a cup. So So, this is pretty stupid what I'm doing, but it's all in good heart. Trust me, it's all in good heart. Whoops. I meant to add 3 tablespoons and not 4, but it's okay. But it's alright. I can make them a little extra thin, but you mix them up. That probably won't be enough. Depending on how thick or thin you want your dumplings, add more milk and more mix, depending on how many dumplings you are going to put in your stew. So, because once again, some of these recipes are improvisational, and what you need to get them to work, trial and error. Now, lots and lots of trial and error. So the secret to coming out with perfect dumplings is lots and lots of trial and error. So these should be how your dumplings ought to look like, depending on how many you want. So let's go over to the pot, which is, wow, that's boiling. But anyway, you're going to take a spoon, scoop out some to dump into the pot. Like so. Sorry, that was a little crass, but I was curious on how it tasted. So take your dumplings, add them to the stew. This could take me a while. Alright, so now you're going to need a can opener, and you're going to need to open up the premium chicken breast container and dump the water out. Whoops, I made a little mess, but sorry. I'm a little bit of a clumsy chef, but oh well. Once your chicken has been drained, carefully put the chicken into the soup. Then mix it around. Continue adding dumplings to your dumplings to your stew. Maybe you just last, you're going to need to add your and last bits are optional, but add your mixed vegetables. If I could get this open, there we go. But anyway, add your mixed veggies to the pot. Stir those in. You're also going to need to heat up some rice. As you can see here, you're going to let the rice heat up. Alright, so once your rice is heated up, add that to your stew as an optional ingredient. You can use rice or noodles depending on your diet. In this case, I'm using rice. Okay, so we're gonna turn our stove, set our stove to medium heat, and we're gonna let them cook for about 20 or so minutes. Another thing you're going to want to keep in mind when you're cooking for 20 minutes is you're also going to want to occasionally stir your stew when it starts to boil. So, yeah, make sure you stir your stew before you, Alright, so our soup is done. Let's turn off our oven, let's turn off our stove, and let's serve up some soup. Alright, so this should be how your chicken and dumplings should look like. Just gotta be careful not to spill. And let's try some. Be careful though, it's really hot. I learned the hard way. That is really hot, so be very careful. So that's how to make the chicken and dumplings. And just for fair warning, this was my very first time making it all by myself, so if you have other ways, you can feel free to make them your own way, but fair warning, this was my very first time. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.